my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got 1 too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Oh no, music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me on and on. You got the feeling. The music keeps me singing. Music keeps me But when there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust, memories and frame, a past we simply let fade. But I don't close the door, waiting a chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love One will be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy, my heart breaks for you. Can't help but know that I'm still in love with you. You make me feel so. I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Can't I just clear I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. Can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I wanna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh, yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain way because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated. It's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh.
wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car, hit the button, drive real far, but that record only died. Oh, I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new life. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. You can't wait to see me now, 'cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake alone at night. Oh, like your life inside a car. Forget the world and drive real far. Put that record on again. Oh, my love, it's you and I. Close, close and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new life. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. I can't wait to leave this town. Can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down.
If we are one grain of sand in the middle of the ocean, can you try to understand how a touch can cause explosions? Rise up. I'm too great to be landed. Rise up. We're too great to be standing.
They never gonna stop us, fly at 'em like choppers, better took those risks, go butt 'em my fists, we fire starters, one out of a million will reach those heights, always get a feeling that I won't deny that work, never could toss, look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, guys. sand that made it out the ocean. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the night won't scare us falling. So rise up. I'm too great to be landed. Rise up. Way too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, flying by them like choppers. Better tuck those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rocks.
I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a fucking jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain, and mind me, baby, let's do it.
Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, get too strong, when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on, bullets rattling and whistle at your toque, never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my throat, this a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone. It's a war zone. Yeah, feel the impact. Yeah, break it open, leaving nothing f***ing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked. It's safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. Hey yo, we been back. You been stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Hey bitch, you been whacked. I kill 'em all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud with a vision, saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trenched out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, no cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop.
You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
not letting you get weep. We're not letting you get that weepo.
You watch out for those cheese picks on both sides, I guess.
And as you guys said, right, with the new, you have 4 bans up front. Sometimes you do just got to get rid of the cheese picks early. Earthshaker going on the other side. We did not see an Earthshaker once in South America, by the way. So just a random fact, but just kind of strange, right? After seeing it every game in SCA, Grand Finals at least, no. Because, right, if you think Schofield, I can't name the last time he played Earthshaker, so it kind of makes sense.
The problem with SA is that they want to fight every 30 seconds. Yeah. Earthshaker can only fight every, 2 minutes is a little too long for their taste.
Yep. Okay. Mars goes out. It's so hard to talk about drafts like this because it is literally a whole new region with completely different ideas. So we're learning along with you guys at this point.
So Mars ban makes Lycan stronger, since we were talking about that earlier. Won 2 games already, 100% win rate in Europe.
Warlord. Wow. I'm paying close attention to these bans because I haven't been playing pubs because of the long schedule we've had, but I'm looking forward to getting back into pubs being told what heroes I'm supposed to practice.
Is this a fresh OG flag, by the way?
It looks pretty fresh.
A monkey and some bananas.
Yep.
Dude, I like it.
Monkey.
I like that, actually. That's sick. You guys will probably see it in game, right?
Yeah, they will see it in game.
Yeah.
And okay, Death Prophet gets banned. One of those heroes that I think every region can agree on. She's good.
Is Timbersaw going to go out in that pool as well?
I think Timbersaw comes down to how good you play against it, and see if my assertion there is correct. If it gets banned, then
so the assertion being that both teams, they're going to
know how to play.
I think Timbersaw with incredibly good coordination is just not all that great.
Okay.
Well,
I think he's good. I think he's still good, but he's not first ban worthy.
I can buy it.
Last bans for both teams here.
Other very successful heroes of the patch right now, Centaur.
Yeah.
He was a big one. Nyx Assassin.
Did we?
Really popular. Wyvern was really good as well.
Am I crazy, or did we not see Centaur in the South American Finals either? We didn't, right? And it wasn't even banned.
I think it.
Did it get banned?
It kept on getting banned.
Okay. I was like,
Mars.
They just.
It became Mars, Timbersaw, Centaur.
Okay.
So 3 different. Those were all the best offliners were being taken out.
IO does end up going out. I don't believe we saw a single IO game, but you are not letting GH get that hero. You just aren't.
What I would like to see from OG would be, I've been seeing some Axe float around.
Wow.
I wonder if that hero is good. I don't know. I've only seen other people play it. I haven't tried it myself in this patch.
He's gotten a lot of movement speed the last few patches. Kind of the DK treatment. He's suddenly 310 when he used to always be 290 or something.
Yeah.
That adds up, especially when you have Battle Hunger, which gives you bonus movement speed.
And you're naturally cutting creep waves running from supports. Not
when
bad.
you have that clear drop off of here's the best in this role, and then here's the rest, I feel like you can be a little bit more, you can reach a little bit more. So I would love to see a Seb Axe.
Oh, that would be a hype.
Good throwback.
Right. Look at these bans. What am I missing here? I'm ready for these to be explained to me based on the picks. And Keeper of the Light also highly sought after. We basically said 5s right now are Shadow Demon Oracle with the saves, or the massive AoE ultimates from Wyvern, Phoenix, and Coddle. For anyone trying to catch up with the meta that we saw thus far in the other regions.
The meta snapshot.
Yeah, meta snapshot. There you go.
TB was very good, and we really like Coddle versus TB.
Yep.
So
the mana drain.
Yeah, I feel
just kidding. It's the blinding light. But
I just kind of agree with whatever Brian's saying half the time.
So that he can
better
whatever you say, Brian. Let's keep it going.
So it is a Coddle first pick, so you're not seeing too much besides that big team fight. Are we expecting, so far it's switched up between, a support and a core, and then in some of the other regions we just, whoa!
I said this hero's legit. It wasn't being picked in the other regions. I'm ready. Can it please be core?
I actually hate Nigma now just because they proved Brian right. This actually makes me mad.
It could still be terrible.
It could be, okay.
Yeah, let's just wait for the meta to play itself.
Can it please be a 3-position bounty hunter? I'm sorry. What does Coddle do to bounty hunter? He's got 7 base armor, 5 HP regen, and 320 movement speed. All Coddle can do in lane is whack. whack for 40 damage. I'm down, dude. This is fast-paced Dota coming out. But that already tells me it's probably not a 3 bounty hunter, so my dreams are dead.
R.I.P. So what are some really good combo heroes? Bristleback comes to mind almost immediately.
I'm down for that right now, honestly. It's really good against the 2 heroes they've revealed so far.
I don't know how much Samael has played Bristleback since he rotated into that role, but Seb has obviously had a history of it in 33 especially. Yeah, I was one of the most picked heroes for Optic when he was on that team.
Let's see. They go with Ember Spirit.
Oh, Coddle Ember's another combo. The double sleight of fist used to be better back when it made it so like the ability you used afterward got lower cooldown.
Yeah.
Rather than the now, which is lower the cooldown on any ability that's already been casted.
Yeah. It's a little bit harder to make use of the chakra magic. You have to be like really aware of what abilities your core has used.
But you do reset the if he slight chains, both abilities are low enough cooldown that they're almost instantly up, if not instantly.
Yeah.
So if he's ready to chakra magic him when they're on like the chase or trying to start a mid-game fight, I think that's pretty reasonable that you can look out for that.
Good combo with the Will-O-Wisp as well, because it takes a second to do its flicker, so you can chains, then it'll set up for the Will-O-Wisp, or you can Will-O-Wisp and then follow it up with the chain, so you get a second flicker guaranteed.
So we're calling it the flicker?
I don't know. I think that is its active ability.
Yeah, it is. It's called Flicker. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's already an item called Flicker too. I feel like they're really dipping in on the. We're using the same.
They're really flicking, yeah.
Flicking.
Flicking a flick.
So the bans. Only one more ban, obviously, in this phase, and they are going to use a ton of their reserve time on OG to really set up this next pick. I mean, what can you read into this bounty? So you guys said because the Nature's Prophet picked, it's probably not an offlane bounty?
Probably not. I have to imagine if you have mind control on your team and you picked Prophet, it's probably Prophet. But how crazy would it be if this is a carry Prophet? I think Miracle's played that before, hasn't he?
He has.
We saw one attempt at it in the SCA region, and it failed pretty miserably from Geek Fam, I believe.
Yeah, I would still say, I mean, the best performance I saw at the Paris Major, I believe, that was a while ago. I know it was the HFN Nature's Prophet, 1,000 net, where 1,000 GPM. Yeah, like the hero definitely can farm, and you got to be careful for 1,000 net worth. Oh God, that's
at 10 minutes. That's a nice Herald Nature's Prophet we got there. But Darkseer, I like the band with Ember. Another, it's like the combination with Coddle, the vacuum, as well as the Iron Shell with Ember. And that is a pretty damn good Nyx pick.
Yeah, it is.
If you ask me, that's a lot of invis and very little team fight, though, is my concern. But that means it's either a 5 bounty hunter or a 3.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. One position.
OG.
I feel like it might be Kuro playing it.
Yeah, it's probably
so, you know, Kuro just
seems like a Kuro
loves getting that gold.
So OG, you see these, you know they don't have that much team fight. Do you commit for more team fight right here, or do you realize, wait, we got to get some lower cooldowns to brawl with them?
They are pretty low cooldown committed already. I don't think you need. Like, even though Coddle has team fight, he makes it so during the rest of the time he doesn't have his ultimate, he's just chakra magicking one of his teammates, right? So he's effectively making them more effective rather than looking out for his ultimate. So I'd still consider Keeper of the Light to pseudo be a low cooldown hero. Like, he isn't. You don't necessarily think, oh, Coddle's useless because he doesn't have his ult. You may try to take fights and everything, but I wouldn't mind an instant disable. Is Rubik in the pool? Yeah, something like Rubik here seems really strong against the Nyx and the Bounty Hunter. I think you just want to be able to not make sure this Nyx doesn't always get his carapace off.
Is the Underlord banned because of mid Underlord against Ember Spirit?
Maybe.
Because I assume that body's Ember Spirit, and I've seen, I think it was in some European games, some people were experimenting with mid-Underlord.
The Grim.
Hero.
Another hero we talked about that's been heavily resurging in every region. I played against it in a few of my pubs, and you're like, wow, this Inkswell buffs, these added up. Suddenly in the laning stage, back when Grimstroke originally came out, if you guys remember, Inkswell was like the most broken ability.
By far,
that thing was disgusting, and it's getting back to that point. And they also gave him the talent that some people are taking at level 10, which gives you the extra 100 damage. And in the mid game, if it goes like full tick, it's like a 500 damage nuke.
It's pretty good.
As well as a 4-second stun, I think, something like that, 3 point something.
Yep, we saw permaband against Beast Coast until the last game, and we saw why in that last game. This year, as you said, like, laning phase, you have big team fight as well. The hero checks a lot of boxes.
Riki, Lycan, Phantom Lancer, there are a lot of safe lane cores that are still in there that can really take advantage of the Ink Swell. What I think is really cool about Nigma's setup is they pick up this Nature's Prophet, right? Then they counterpick it with Ember Spirit. Okay, we've got a way to deal with the split pushing without losing our 5-man necessarily. Plus, we've got a lot of wave clear between our follow-up picks, but this Nyx Assassin punishes those heroes that play solo to stop a side lane push, right? He's like one of the perfect gankers in that regard, especially if you have some AoE abilities. So he still is really good here.
It's funny,
especially with the Grimstroke.
Keeper of the Light used to be so bad against Nyx because you used to go like the maxed chakra as well as Illuminate build.
Yeah.
And now it's just not nearly as good because Keeper of the Lights are hardly ever D-pushing with it. And they go, what the heck? So this is a one-position bounty or prophet, right?
Oh,
It's officially confirmed that this is about the most low cooldown brawl lineup we've ever seen. And there's the Lycan.
3 Lycans there in 3 European games. They seem to still value this hero pretty heavily.
It's a pretty damn good Lycan game, to be fair. They have absolutely no AoE other than the axes from Beastmaster. So even though I've said I'm a bit skeptical of this hero, if it's a really good Lycan game, I'm a firm believer that this hero is broken if its summons can run freely in fights and hit people, because that ultimate damage with the crit built in and everything on his summons is pretty insane.
So the Lycan was one of the heroes that I suggested, and it really fits into that dynamic that Nigma did not want to play against. They banned Death Prophet and Pugna. They do not want this like heavy 5-man push, especially since with their lineup of Nature's Prophet, Bounty Hunter, Nyx Assassin, their team fight is not very good. They're really looking to be able to get into small skirmishes and split you up as much as possible. And OG with this lineup is trying to just force it. There was a suggestion from Mr. Blitz Dota.
Yeah,
he said Tinker
for Nigma.
Think about that synergy, right? You've got 2 globally teleporting around heroes. You've
Tinker
got Invis,
Beastmaster has been a thing.
Beastmaster, Hawk.
Tinker Beastmaster is actually an SA thing. Back when Tinker was pretty decent, I specifically remember against playing like scrims and stuff against SA teams, and they always picked Beastmaster Tinker, and that is real scary with the vision provided on top of the fact that you have like one hero that's the stun split pusher and the other hero that takes care of the dangerous farms, enabling all the aggressive heroes to play on the map.
And you want something to like have like D-push and in general just kind of put some roadblocks up in front of this OG team fight.
The only issue I have though is that his like laser ags and stuff doesn't bounce on summons. So
I agree.
At that point, like, you might just get ran over by...
That's what I was going to say. Isn't this first 20 minutes pretty tough for Tinker?
It's not. It's just the fact that as of right now, look at fights. Like, look at 5-on-5s. If a group of 5-10 summons runs at anybody, what do they do? Other than maybe Nyx Impale, and that doesn't really kill them.
Yeah.
You need, in my opinion, some... like some heavy AoE for these.
Anything to sit in front of towers and feel confident about being able to defend. So
we saw first pick overall Timbersaws yesterday, and now we're seeing a 10th pick Timbersaw against 2 strength heroes, and quite frankly, no obvious way to kill him. It looks going to be a Lycan mid. It's Sumail has queued up the Ember Spirit.
33
is
33 Lycan makes sense. He always plays.
It's him and Brew, though. I was actually surprised. I'm like, oh wait, they have 2 33 quote unquote when he like played on Optic Heroes, but so we'll be Seb on Brew. Guys, this is the first. It is Nigma versus OG, and it looks to be very fast-paced. Is it going to be a fast-paced match? Yeah. And who are you favoring?
Just basically look for OG to force objectives. Weeha's going to always plant himself in front of them. They don't have the best protection for him, but they are super low cooldown. So if OG eventually is not allowed to 5-man, the pickoff is going to be insane from Nigma. So I definitely favor, in my opinion, OG, but Nigma's draft is something I'm unfamiliar with. You have Nyx Assassin, Bounty Hunter supports, and a Nature's Prophet carry. So either way, this is a nice new take on this patch, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it feels easy to back the what you expect. You know, we've seen a lot of team fight lineups so far in the regions we've covered. That's what's been winning. We haven't seen anything like Nigma's lineup being able to achieve victories. So I'm also leaning towards OG, but excited to see what master plan Kuro has for this game.
And it should be a damn good one. Nigma versus OG, game number 1. Strap your hype boots on and get ready. We're going to throw it over to the casters. It will be Dakota and Blitz.
Thank you so much, Grant. Don't worry, my hype boots are on, hype undies are also on, and this is an exciting time. I'm joined by Blitz, of course. We have the pleasure of bringing you OG versus Nigma. This is a hell of a matchup, Will. Now, based on the draft, we're seeing potentially some high-speed action here. Our current odds do have favor for Nigma in this one, 1.5 to 2.4. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I actually think OG's lineup is pretty good. I think this Coddle pick is, aside from like the Knicks, I think it's not bad. They needed some D push. But I do agree with your assertion that they're going to run at each other, because I think both lineups have to play aggressively.
Absolutely. You know, things seem that they could have played at a slower pace for OG up until the Lycan certainly got dropped. We know plenty about that hero from the little adaptations we've seen from some of the other regions. And speaking to that, our lineup overall for both these teams, it's a little bit of something old that we've seen and a little bit of something new. So I'm very excited to see their take on these lineups. The Bounty Hunter Nyx support duo, not something you see every day, but could be
biggest fan of that.
Quite annoying. I'm interested to see Nigma's take on it.
Yeah, I think so. Bounty Hunter is a hero that has a lot of upside, which is the gold. It's a good vision hero, but I feel like him and Nyx Assassin kind of overlap in what they want to do. I think this is going to probably be the most value Necro 3 of all time, just because he's going to look at Kuro and GH, and I feel like if OG just 5-man at a reasonable time, which OG is very good at doing, I think they're just going to lose, and we're going to see the return of Sumail to mid lane. It's a pretty exciting time, so it looks like 33 is going to be carry.
Oh yeah. Sumail versus Weehot in the mid lane. Sumail with a much better block. The tower already going to be aggroing onto the wave, so he'll have that little bit of a initiative, but yeah, these are all-star players right here. I'm really excited to see how things unfold. Can't help but feel like then that means that Weehot does need to step up on this Timber Saw, because if OG are able to set a very fast tempo and are suddenly forcing Nigma indoors, I don't even look at their lineup as something that can hold the line really strong. They need to be on the offensive themselves and keep the tempo going.
Oh, 100%. I think this mid lane matchup, by the way, the last time I saw it was actually, I think at a summit where the Timber Saw ended up dominating. So I'd imagine that's why they picked it. I mean, they picked it last overall because they knew it was going to be against the Ember Spear mid, trying to give it the best possible matchup. I would imagine that it's pretty hard for Ember to ever get a kill, and it's kind of hard for him to trade. So I feel like this Timber Saw is pretty annoying for him. And meanwhile at bottom, this Beastmaster offlane mind control, I think he's just really good at all the summon base heroes. Normally I see him on the Nature's Prophet because I think he might be the best NP in the world, but it's in fact going to be the miracle carry Nature's Prophet.
Yeah. That Nature's Prophet now stepping off from the Lycan. No-Tail needs to be a little bit careful. Oh my goodness, he got greedy. He went in for the chakra, and he will pay the price. GH is waiting around the corner for you, old man. Oh.
I think he anticipated Oh, he's going to get a courier too? No. There's 2 couriers, in fact, coming, and he's going to ping them. But got quite a lot of value there. And Soxa's at bottom trying to force somebody down here. They don't want Liquid to do this tri-lane any longer, if possible. But Grimstroke plus Brewmaster, I don't really know if that threatens Beastmaster too much. I think Beastmaster is just like one of the best heroes in this patch right now.
Definitely, and with the assistance of that Boar, it's almost just Boar versus Grimstroke while it's up, and Beastmaster could still creep in the CS from time to time where necessary.
Yeah, mid lane, Sumail's got to be careful. He's getting really low.
Oh, Weehot taking it to him right now. It forces out the chains, which is just enough, but
Sumail doesn't have a regen right now. No, he's just waiting, and he's got like this optimistic bottle queued up. And Curl's actually going to snipe him. He doesn't have Janata. Ah.
Damn. Curl from the shadows. Another shadowy play coming out from Nigma as they snipe another weak and wounded OG member.
Good call by him to not go for the Janata, actually. That might hurt his game a little bit, but the solo kill shuriken toss is going to mean quite a bit. Not really sure what he wants to do now.
I mean, Curl's still floating around this mid lane too, so, you know, whether that be Nigma recognizing that nipping Sumail's potential in the bud could mean more success for Nigma in the long run. Right now, Sumail really taking it to Weehaw.
I mean, this lane is really hard for Ember, as we're seeing already. It's just because he can't trade. And he canceled the South!
Get that South out of here!
Ah, man, he does not want to play in this game right now. He has no gold. He has no Sav coming. He really expected to be able to get the bottle off of his next South.
Oh my
goodness. And Weehaw's having the freest time ever, just chilling. Good news for OG, though, is this bottom lane, in fact, is going incredibly well for this Brewmaster. Master is getting zoned out. Thought he'd get okay levels, and once he got 3, he'd be alright. But look at this. Seth, a very aggressive all-planer in his own right.
Yep. Hustling forward. Good setup with the Inkswell, with the stomp. Salve to try to mitigate the bit of damage, and it's good enough for Mind Control to create the space and be fine. Up top, I'm seeing a little bit of shenanigans here. No Tail having to bump back GH a bit. It's enough to create the bit of space, but man, they are certainly sweating on each other. Sumail with the remark. What is this? Sad face ping and this. And, you know, everybody's got a little bit of buffer lag. This is just the situation we're in.
Cairo life.
It's online Dota.
He said what?
Me too. Cairo life.
Yeah, he's in Egypt right now. Him and the manager moved there from, we were in Berlin together at one point. All in the same tiny little neighborhood.
ISPs, as Grant says, not all are created equal. And depending on where you are in the connection server, you're just going to be playing with a little bit of a handicap or not. But that's, again, that's just where we are. Sumail trying to make the most of it. Here he comes. Now assistance on the way.
What is this dive right now? This is
going to be in time. Yeah, Sox is here, but Weehaw a bit far.
Former teammates battling it out.
Inks. Oh yeah, good call. A little bit of lore factor here, but Weehaw should be able to walk away. The machine holds strong. It's got 3 points of reactive armor.
These guys played together for 2 years.
Kuro stepping in, looking to show himself, seeing if they can maybe turn around onto Saksa, and that seems to be the case. Weehaw should be able to jump in. Sumail, can he bail out? Yes, he can. Hits him with the chains. Turn around. Looking
I don't think Weehaw's dying though.
Oh, the snipe from afar, not going to be nearly enough damage to take down Weehaw's Timber, and No Tail is also forced to summon to the mid lane just in case.
I really like how Weehaw's playing. He's just being very aggressive, hitting nonstop. Kuro grabs the regen rune. I think Sumail hates him at this point. It's just like, please make my life easier.
No.
Stop doing this to me.
They've felt totally comfortable just like leaving Miracle to his own devices for the most part in this top lane on his Nature's Prophet. He's third in CS, you know, just behind Weehaw and where Seb currently stands. Seb with a huge amount of CS, 42 and 20 right now on that Brewmaster. Top, here we go. Blinding bump back from No Tail. But, yeah, you know, Kuro and GH, quite pesky here. All right. Sprouts out. Immediate takedown as he uses the Quelling Blade.
Oh,
and here comes Seb making his debut to the top lane. He's level 6, and he says, I got the boys here, and starts to go on a chase. Meanwhile, No Tail potentially going to be sniped down from Kuro on the back lines. He's digging deep for it while the chase is on the other side. Miracle now getting muscled down from the Bears. No Tail does end up falling. Miracle. Oh, the rock is there. They find the connection. The chase continues.
They don't have the damage.
They don't quite have enough to get the finish. They can't clean the plate.
That was the Bruce split that was used, and somehow mid lane, Sumail plus the addition of Saksa is going to get a kill on the Timber Saw. That's pretty massive too, and it's going to leave the bottle on the ground for the Keeper of the Light to pick up. Well done overall. It looks like Beastmaster finally got afforded some space down here, but probably the bigger thing was that they didn't lose the Nature's Prophet, and Miracle's going to immediately TP down. We talked about the global presence and their pushing power. Nigma really wants to just take fights all around the map. They just want to like keep running nonstop, split them up where they can, and they push so quickly. Like that's the advantage of having both Beastmaster and Nature's Prophet. The Coddle is too under-leveled to have too many levels of blast. Exactly, so it's not like early game he's going to be able to stop them from being able to do this.
And even if he blasts, you have Carapace and stuff on the other side, it could end up doing him more harm than good.
I think he wants to get it. The problem is you want to max Chakra Magic. Yep, it's very efficient, but he might decide to go like 3-1-2 or something like that.
Kuro behind enemy lines has been spotted out, getting away with a lot. And OG finally put him in his place.
Okay, Notel, what's your play? I wonder. He's going to blast from the other side. He's going to blast from left to right. He's juking like crazy. He hasn't even hit my Chakra yet.
You can't do this to me. Oh, yes, we certainly can.
He's finally dead.
Yeah, it's going to be certain struggle as a Coddle in this game, and if Nigma keep ramping up the pacing like you're talking about,
middle tower is
all they certainly have to do is play around the Bruce split. Like the second the Bruce split was committed to top lane, now they've been really putting their pedal to the metal.
Yeah. There's some cool interactions, by the way, with when you sprout somebody and then can Whirling Death.
Oh, you're right.
Spear damage.
Yes.
Oh, and Weehaw might have
overstayed in the mid lane a bit, but man, this guy is a siege engine.
Yeah,
they just cannot crack him.
There's another interaction, by the way, with the Nature's Prophet trees. If you eat one, it counts as a planted tree. Oh. So if you eat it like a tango, it gives you the bonus duration, just in case anybody was unaware.
There's something about Whirling Death where you get the bonus damage still now, even if you don't hit the tree. But I can't remember if it's pure through and through, but I know they changed it so that he gets the benefit without having to be around the trees the whole time. But whether the case, just a very shy net worth advantage right now for Nigma, but they are the team that seem to be certainly in more control of the map, of the pacing, as stepping off and starting to do a bit more rotations here.
It's bonus damage per cut tree now.
Oh. That's right, I would definitely boost it by a lot. 10 minutes on the nose, and it's a fight for the elbows at the top as Kuro tries to take it, but Sumo will make him pay the price.
And he's going to pick up a Bounty Rune for his troubles. Not doing too bad on this Ember Spirit. Still ahead of the Beastmaster by quite a bit. Looks like all three cores are doing sort of okay on the side of OG.
Weehaw not quite able to catch the chain as Sumail steps in. Doesn't catch again. The bump was there from Notail.
Very nice bump.
And the blast comes forward. 10 it doesn't look like it. There it goes.
That was really well done by Notail. That blinding light. Yep. Push him further away. They're immediately going to smoke. I think they pinged that smoke. I have to imagine they did it in vision. If they do have a high ground ward on the left there, Dakota.
Pretty certain GH was the one to ping that one out.
Yeah, they straight up did it in front of vision. Yeah, it doesn't look like they care too much. And as a result, the Beastmaster is going to run top, which I think is the right idea.
Yeah, him and Miracle already there, already going to be on top of that tier 1 tower. We know how valuable that tier 1 top can be for the Radiant.
Yeah, they're trying to avoid fights right now.
The second a fight shows up, what do? They Delta split, and they hightail it out of there, but at the same moment, it's Notail going down, way down south.
And Mind Control doesn't have a TP, and that's why Seb was willing to pop his Bruce split for this.
Here we go. Seb's into action. Slamming on the Beastmaster here. He does commit the roar to try to make a hasty escape.
I think he might be okay at this rate. Oh, he's going to get blocked by the Wolves.
The Wolves. I thought you were on my side as Beastmaster. Nah, we have our alpha leader.
It's fine.
And he's good.
Wow, he popped the split so early on Seb. There's no TP on Mind Control. I feel like he could have waited a few seconds at least.
Now Nigma can really kind of go unleashed for the next few minutes. Or, as Seb's split was already committed, you see Nigma call to action in the mid lane, adding heavy pressure on the Sumail. He will have to step off a bit. But where they were able to take down that top tier 1, now they're already got a mid tier 1. for the taking. Now, credit to OG, while it feels like they are able to kind of push forward on some of these objectives sooner, OG are keeping the net worth still pretty even.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of farming. Seb obviously still has a very good game. He had a very advantageous lane, hasn't died yet, hasn't really been punished. This Lycan is just farming the woods, so he's doing okay too. And Ember Spirit has had some nice comeback kills.
Oh, so bubbly!
Oh, so bubbly.
Nigma trying to prevent this offshore account of a jungle that's going to OG right now. We see Kuro and GH always kind of poking around to see what's going on. Mid lane, Weehaw and Seb kind of going toe-to-toe a bit. You know, with Soxa nearby. What's the queue up play here for the Timber? It looks like he's going to be heading his way towards a pipe this game, fearing the heavy magical damage output coming from OG, and needs a little bit of utility for the team. And now suddenly most of OG have congregated to the mid lane. They're making their approach, looking to go in for Weehaw. They commit the Willow with Sumail's here, hits it with the chains. GH around the wall, really trying to go for a big stub.
This is 1 on 5.
Look how tanky this man is.
That was 1 on 5, and they popped so much to try to take him down.
My goodness, can Nigma try to recoup from this in some way? I know Miracle's charging his way through the top lane, but it's GH in trouble, and he will be the +1.
Sumail's going to pick up another kill, and I really wanted to think about going mid. And Seb, again, he is not afraid to pop this ult.
This is very OG-esque. The non-stop thirst for blood. They are running it from 1 to 1 to 1. Just don't even show yourself, Nigma. Wait for the hastiness to come.
I think they will defend this tower, though. Think about how hard it was for them to kill Weehaw in the first place.
Now they don't have a lot of that ammunition in the tank to work with. Weehaw does step into the mid lane. Mind control. Oh, he pops his up. That's the roar. If that was so good. They want to spin it onto Seb. They do. He commits the roar, but that's when Sumail jumps in with a nice little set of chains, and 33 pops the shapeshift, and they decide to run it round number 2. They're chasing GH out and around the corner. Here comes Kuro. Immediately goes into this. Weehaw has to step back and assist with his allies as 33 is just going pretty deep, and it's just a bit all over. The only person out here is Miracle. Still worrying about objectives elsewhere. Oh, they're going to go for Weehaw, and they should be able to take him down. Then back-to-back takedowns for OG. Sumail with a wicked 6th streak, and they're not done yet.
This is EU Dota at its best.
My God, this is what we have waited for.
They are just fighting. No one is hitting creeps anymore on the side of OG. They have decided enough is enough. And with the DD rune and no armor stacks on that Timber Saw, the last time they killed him, it was so difficult because he had it fully built up. He was even on the low ground, and it took them like 10 minutes of hitting us. We're going to look at the replay.
The moment of brilliance, if you will.
We're going to see that was a pretty cool move by Weehaw. He plants the tree so he can Timber Chain towards it, but they don't really hard commit. They land a stun, and they just sort of run away. I thought that was going to be Weehaw running in, and instead, they just kind of got ran over here. Kuro finishes his TP. He still has a DD rune. Weehaw gets isolated out. Trying to press forward, gets chained up, and he just kind of gets wailed. You can see that he was building up the stacks, but you need to have them for quite some time for the regen and for the armor to really matter and kick in.
And for the time being, like, Weehaw is the damage that Nigma have. So if they see that he's going to be in check, there's a reason OG should just not go unleashed, because Miracle has been doing other business. He is clearly not looking to get involved whatsoever with these fights. He is building up into a Desolator and BKB for this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, he's going to need to be fat if they're going to want to fight, because they haven't brought him in, and he's their most farmed hero by far, Dakota.
Yep.
And he was not in that mid-fight. He did not want to participate. They're going to get spotted, though, in the Roach Pit, and I don't think this is something that they can give up for free, and that's why OG is going to back out for the time being.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to run back in the pit now. This is going to be a little bit careful.
Could be awkward for Nigma and their support staff. You know, they have no real way to try to combo break any potential team fight at the Roche Pit. They're just kind of sneaking around and looking to find an opening. You know, yeah, Kuro can get off a couple of tracks and get that bit of intel.
Yeah, they have one really big weakness, and that's their team fight is sort of mediocre because you have a Bounty Hunter Nyx support duo and you have a one position Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet doesn't scale with levels, he scales with items. That's the benefit of the hero, is that he out-farms you, he can roll you around the map as he wills. He's just going to be in dangerous spots of the map farming because it's harder for you to catch up to him. and he punishes you when you try to go for 5-mans by taking towers faster than you too. But if Omega continues running with 5 like this, wow, they can't do anything.
Just swarmed and surrounded Weehaw yet again, and in classic OG fashion, Seb letting him know, chat wheel, exactly what it's all about. I got to see some OG Dota in my life, right?
Like, look at this.
Look at this. They see something, they smell something, and they say, I gotta have it, and they take it. Kuro just, as we even see that he's in the perimeter, just gets evaporated.
Yeah, my old team used to call this like dot running. You know, you see a dot on the map, and you don't really think about anything except eliminating the dot for that map. That's all that matters. Just run at the dots on the map. It'll all kind of figure itself out.
Sounds close, awfully close to Devi running, which is more or less, it feels like the same.
Yeah,
it's pretty much Devi mode here from OG. Yeah, plan B for Nigma is going to be an interesting one. I imagine that mostly hinges on Miracle and his nature's profit, whether it's trying to get this split pressure. I mean, he managed to snipe down tier 2 bottom lane, but, you know, I don't know if this is going to be similar to the glory days of Bulldog Nature's Prophet, take the game back style or not.
Oh, look at this. This could be massive. This is a really big spree. And no, they don't have enough damage for this. And in fact, they're going to go for GH instead. He doesn't have any way to get out. He's going to get changed up. That's going to be another stack for Sumail's Spirit Vessel, which he already has 5 charges in.
He has a huge on his head, does Sumail. So if somehow Nigma can manage to bring down this Ember Spirit, they will be rewarded for it. But it's not an easy task here.
Yeah, I think that mid defense by Nigma was a really big problem because you can soft defend it, Dakota, but I think going in for like a straight up 5v5 is questionable because it's really difficult for them to fight. And I don't think the game, in the mid game, like their lineup is meant to fight. Like what is Nyx's bounty supposed to do against Necrobook 3s? Like that's always been Nyx's issue, is when a team gathers up as 5 and just pushes you down, you can't really do anything to prevent that. Yeah. He's got no way to dispel this.
Oh goodness, Weehaw really swarm Weehaw again here, committing with a Will-O-Wisp. He jumps out the other side.
That's another brew split. And look at how Seb, he's just willing to whenever he sees anybody, even if it's early.
Alright, roar, but it's only onto Little Zasta on the side to lock him in his spot. He's able to continue to nuke it down from the high ground. 33 will be able to finish off GH. And the OG onslaught continues here. They will follow up with a takedown onto Mind Control beyond godlike now for Sumail's Ember Spirit.
And they just continue to fight. Even though the names are a little bit different, Dakota, the playstyle
that is the same.
You have to give a lot of credit towards like Seb and Notel, who are the architects of a lot of this. This aggressive, you need to be able to fight. Something that Notel always preaches is you want heroes that can always fight at some point. Like that's what's going to determine Dota. It's been his ethos for quite some time.
Who is that? Is that Kuro? Get him out of here! Is that Weehaw? We may have to deal with this one in a different way because he finally decides to fight. Wait a minute, that was the #1. That was what we were waiting for. That was the Dark Horse for Nigma.
I'm really surprised.
I didn't even get to see him do anything.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he decided to come fight. After all the talking we've done on their inability to take a 5-man.
Yeah, Miracle pretty open. He could have been down there doing some serious work.
That would have forced the 5. That's what you want as a Nature's Prophet, is you want to threaten that tier 3 tower. As the odds are going heavily in favor of OG. Yep, walking away from Nigma, and looks like Weehaw, again, he decided to go tight, so he has no way to dispel this Spirit Vessel. He just dies.
He's just like, maybe I can get a little bit of push out mid lane while they finish that Roche. And before he can even finish the thought in his mind, they're already on him.
Yeah, they picked up what feels like 1 kill in the last 10 minutes. That kill on the Keeper of the Light. They've actually gotten 2 in the last few minutes here, but
Dire's top tower
just, again, the inability to take the 5-man means that you have to commit to this split push style. That's kind of why I thought they would take something like Tinker. I felt like they needed something to deal damage too, but just not really getting a whole lot going. And now there's almost a fully picked up Radiance. For this Ember Spirit, 33 has been performing very well on this Lycan.
Oh, just don't stop. Oh, they do pop the smoke, which means Kuro's there, you know. Kuro, in this instance, I imagine, is happy to be the sacrifice that means stopping what could have been a very scary potential gank. Oh, bottom, we got trouble. 30. Battle's ulti. Can they finish him off before the rest of the OG troops get here? Gosh, he's tanky. He's got that Helm of the Dominator. He's got that Buckler and broke 3. We can't seem to break it. And now Timber, who's supposed to be the big iron machine, falls apart like paper mache.
Yeah, he really needs something to dispel that Spirit Vessel. And now there's so many charges on Sumail that I don't even know if one basic dispel matters. It's 7 charges so far. And now Miracle is hard committing to just splitting the map with mind control, and I think this is the right idea. You see mind control parked at top, Miracle pushing in mid. They want to play away from OG at all times now, and OG doesn't have anybody that has travels, I think, so it's a little bit hard for them to keep up with this. That's why they haven't just completely run over the map and taken all the tier 2 towers. In fact, they just lost the tier 1 tower bottom. Before that, they had only lost the tier 1 mid tower. That's how much pressure had been put on them in the map.
Yeah, it feels like OG are just getting everything they want. You know, it's something that we'll have to look back as this game will finish eventually and reflect on what Nigma's game plan overall was. I mean, certainly they were very annoying in the laning phase, enough so that Sumail had to all chat about it. And I imagine that was what they were hoping to succeed, but as you see things play out, they were not able to get much more on top of it. It's 33 just gobbling up the little bounty hunter.
And he has 9 deaths or something on Kuroki.
2 and 9 and 2. Yep.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's more than a third of their deaths right now, and it doesn't look like he's stopping anytime soon.
He's got to feel pretty useless, unfortunately, and you know, got to say the same even for GH. What can Nick's assassin do in these kind of games? And aside from split push these lanes, you see all of Nigma just scattered throughout the whole map, trying to stall out the pressure from OG where possible.
Yeah, it's really problematic that
they did manage to spot out Miracle, and Sumail's taking it to him. He's going to be forced to BKB TP out.
Still a 10-second BKB charge, and maybe they get something out of this mid.
Yeah, why not? Let's go to him. We know Miracle just had to bail out. We know he doesn't have a BKB. Look who we found, little GH. And I don't care if I have to commit Northwest for you. We will do it.
I figured Seb would have popped his ulti by now. He really loves doing that. That's his power move.
Says the boys are here and we're ready to play.
I love this clown. Like, they just run at each other. It's like Clown Fest Dota, but it's like very structured and good team fights. Like OG are just, no matter what iterations they've had, they've just always been good at team fighting, and that apparently just continues to extend here as Sumail, and he hasn't been playing mid for a while, but really just looks like there's been no drop off.
Yeah, I know, it is just the first game, but it's hard to not imagine that OG are just going to be the same team essentially, regardless of who is on it.
Yeah, of course, Thompson and Anna and Jax are going to be, you know, they'll always be vital to the success. But they finally are going to pick up a kill on Seb. That's pretty big. But do they actually win the team fight? That's the more important part.
Very true. And as 33 muscles on,
they're picking up kills right now.
They are able to scrap down the takedown.
Soxa's dead too.
Soxa.
They finally got split up, and that was the fight that they were looking for. There's no roach for them to take, but maybe they continue to look for some kills, and in fact, they smoke up. Oshi just got a little bit too over-aggressive. At some point, they are going to take a fight. And 33, he's got to go back for the spider legs, and this might just cost him his life because of that.
Yeah, it just may. He has no shapeshift, no way out.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
And that is your top net worth in the game going down.
He was going to run away. You could see him go to the right, and he saw the spider legs drop. Wasn't sure what he was supposed to do. Then he comes back for it. That was a hefty amount of change, and No Tail's gonna get tracked up now, but they're not gonna be able to continue this. And finally, some breathing room for this team.
Check out the replay of Nigma's moment of brilliance, where they're able to get a good team
for the rest
fight.
of his team.
Yeah. I don't know if it needs to call, say, overconfidence, but Seb certainly was out past his leash a bit there. He had Soxa near. But as we saw with Nigma in full force, they were able to capitalize on the advantage in numbers. And they quickly dusted him up. Number 10. And they got him. That was quick, fast, and in a hurry.
He thinks so much of Nigma's deaths. But how much do you think that matters? Probably not too much. If there is somebody to die, why not the 5 bounty hunter?
Yeah.
There could be worse targets for them to lose. He's tanking some deaths. Do you think OG is going to have a little bit of problems going high ground for the time being because they always have to deal with this Nature's Prophet and Beastmaster?
For sure. Uh-oh, bottom lane. Aurora was actually committed on the Sumail just behind. He doesn't have Aegis anymore. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of money. And guess who pocketed it?
Look at that jump.
Miracle.
Middle tower is under
This is OG now. This could be the worst sides of them where they just kind of die trying to go for a little bit too much. And Sumail that was a huge pickup. He was completely alone in their base, and then he just got roared and died.
Yeah, you don't want to underestimate Nigma's capability of taking advantage of a misstep like that. They will step on your toe.
They don't have detection for mind control. They're going to run into Weehaw here, and I think Nigma should look for a fight. It is going to be a 4-on-5.
Oh, he comes up and grabs the drop branch. Weehaw stepping in. Like you said, Sumail, a call to action for him. The Will-O-Wisp being committed. Miracle just barely able to make it out. They will blast down Kuro, and at that...
What do they get for this? Looks like nothing, really. They get Kuro for like the 11th time.
So what can they even do? They'll try to maybe make a call to push bottom, but Miracle's already way up north, adding pressure yet again to the top lane. So how far are OG really going to be able to go?
Yeah, and for as much as we were praising OG, I probably just forgot myself. Nigma is still a very good, disciplined team. They're not going to make this easy for you.
No, certainly not. And as we already saw 2 times now, you get overconfident. If you try to be overzealous, Nigma will be able to capitalize on your mistakes. Weehaw now, a bit of pursuit here. Sumail, Remnant
very low on mana.
How hard do they want to chase for this?
And he's going to TP out. He's got an Arcane Rune. He'll be all right. And Miracle is thinking about sticking around in this area. The lack of boots of travel, though, on the side of OG is really getting a bit difficult. And this is a pretty big pickup, too. Sox is not underfarmed. They're going to get 300 gold for that.
Oh, bump back. Jump in from Seb in the mid lane. He gets an extra boost of mana there from No-Tail, which he did need. But Miracle is going to be able to slide to the high ground. But Sumail on the chains is going to move in, gets the chains down onto Miracle. And now Miracle ditches out the ulti, pops BKB. So range to go for No-Tail, but it's not going to happen.
He had BKB that entire time.
He thought he was going to be able to make it away and didn't anticipate Sumail's pursuit, but when OG decided to make the call to fight, you know the boys are going to be there to take it to him. Weehaw now forced to timber chain to the high ground. He is far from home. Can he somehow slip away from this one?
He get the chains done. Have to imagine this is his death. Yep. And they're just going to go right back to taking a hold of that lead. Crow's going to steal that invis and probably die for that. I mean, he's pretty fast. He might be okay, actually. He's really quick.
Don't want to pursue. Even though the Necro Book just came up, it's not worth the chase.
Yeah, their main stun is not there, and that is the Ember Spirit Chains.
Mind control.
Look at this, Mind Control going to cut the wave.
He's pushing out bottom. And it looked like he may try to cut that mid lane, but decided to not do that. Now OG have ascended into the high ground here. Glyph comes out, but Seb starting to poke away onto tier 3. Here's a stun onto Sumail. Oh, nice little 4-stack just after the blinding light. Oh, but they've already made the catch onto Kuro, and he is gone. GH is forced to get himself back into the safety of the fountain, but the Raxes have fallen. What about bottom lane? They got half the damage on that tier 3, but Seb is looking to power move mind control pay. He powers out the boys and commits the split. There's a roar though from mind control. He's trying to find a safety closet here to maybe TP out from, but Seb, he's spotted. Seb's chasing. Don't do this. Oh, gets the stomp.
Jukes on Jukes on Jukes. He's so close to having his Shadow Blade back up.
Oh, not able to make it out.
That was an intense amount of critting.
I'm sure Seb would have been very frustrated if he'd committed so much just for mind control to make it away, so gotta feel good that he ultimately does take him down, but as acknowledged already, you know, Nigma making him work for it, continues to add the side pressure where possible, but the real base damage has now been done from OG, wiping out that mid lane. You know, don't get me wrong, Nigma have plenty of wave clears to deal with it, so this game is not over yet.
Arcane Rune picked up on Sumail. Looks like he wants to get a Lincoln's, does not want to get roared. That is the only way he feels like he's going to die, or some sort of single target item by the Nature's Prophet.
Man, look at OG. They just turned straight up and ran as a collective.
Run at dots, man.
Just did you see someone over there? I thought I saw someone there. Go!
It's entertaining because it forces the enemy team to fight, and Nigma don't want to fight. I feel like this lineup would work against a lot of teams, but right now
they have to push in the mid lane, so they'll just cut right to the bottom and take it to the tier 3, which falls just as fast. So they get in and they quickly swarm onto the GH Beetle and squish him. Sumail TPs to the bottom lane to deal with the pressure there, but they've already lost to Rax on this side. Miracle able to wipe out both Rax in that bottom lane. Evil BKB TP back in. Sumail makes his return from the Remnant. We are right under the Will-O-Wisp, eating lots of pressure from OG. It's 33, chopping them down to little metal bits and gets the finish. 2 from Nigma go down. They hold that buyback. Are they going to have to commit it? Yes, Weehaw uses the buyback. GH not able to make it back inside. He does fall. Look at this. OG go for the jugular. Look at this.
they don't really care. They're ignoring him completely. They're just
giving every chance. Do it alone? I don't think so. I don't think so. OG are already got the precious ancient down to nothing. They take game number 1.
I've been seeing my life. OG just running at people non-stop until they die. Sometimes their over-aggression can get the best of them. You saw that at bottom.
Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. attention. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Eat faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking, oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring concealing what deep down I felt for you. Oh, I regret for losing the one who loved me, for who I can't go back to. Walking through all the dust, memories and frame, a past we simply let fade. Oh, but I don't close the door, waiting a chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel
Radiant team back.
Dire's ban now. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to ban.
The Dire get a ban. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Dire's turn to pick. Dire's turn to pick.
Rachel.
Gyro Kata. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Here's the Radiant band.
10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's ban now. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's turn to pick. 10 seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to pick.
Earth Shaker. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's turn to pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Being that, well, you can't clump up here. But then you have a Chen and IO who can teleport random people across the map, be unseen by wards. Seems to be pretty similar ideas here in this draft.
Yeah, they have a lot of options on the offlane for OG. Since you have this Earthshaker Fissure block, you can kind of get away with heroes that are otherwise more at risk of the lane being closer to the tower. Usually ranged heroes come to mind, but yeah, Pugna. Dude, I wasn't confident enough to predict Pugna. It's very good against Wyvern. I just thought against Centaur they wouldn't go for it. But the heroes that I come to mind when I think of Earthshaker are like the Necros, the Pugnas, the Enchantresses, who's not quite very meta anymore. All these ranged heroes that are usually pretty fast that just don't want people to close the gap and basically kill them. Like they're not gonna.
Oh,
but that's
boy.
exactly what this is about, right? The Pugna is most likely queued up to be an offlaner, and Anti-Mage, he wants to be in your face, and Pugna will struggle heavily in the laning matchup. So OG might consider rotating it to the safe lane. I think this is an incredibly good Anti-Mage game thus far. In terms of, like, once he gets his items, he's very scary. But he might not get there is what I'm concerned about for them.
So I think the drafting philosophy from Crow here is really interesting. You can see, like, in game one, they had this idea of this, like, fast split push, this skirmish power, but no team fight. And in that, the best way to protect yourself is against the Pugna's Death Prophets, Lycans. All right, and so they banned 2 of 3 of those heroes in the first ban. This time around, they leave it all out there, but they do have a much heavier amount of team fight that they can actually contest. Still plenty of split push,
of course.
But because the IO's left out there in the pool, they are able to still group up and fight OG.
You need a fight disruptor, though. I think Invokers was a good ban. You just need some hero that just forces a little bit of chaos such that their positioning may not be as good. You don't want to start every single fight with Wyvern Curse, so the Invoker Tornado EMP would be great setup. Obviously, Centaur is setup in the sense that he starts the fight by ulting everyone in, but he usually doesn't go Blink Dagger until after like a full pipe, maybe one other item. So what are they going? Bat Rider, there you go. That's a hero that starts the fight.
The middle Bat Rider then. But that means, okay, so what heroes are good middle versus Bat Rider, since you pretty much do know it's going to be him?
I'm fascinated if they might put Pugna mid, because Pugna is so fast that if you buy like Windlace and boots, it's really hard even for Bat Rider to dive you when you have a couple stickies on you, just because you're so fast. He has like 335 base movement speed on Pugna. But I'm only saying that as a possibility because you have the choice to counter Bat or the anti-mage. And that's actually both. That's actually a really good pick. That might be a mid Legion for all I know. Let's see who picks it. Seb picked it.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's going to go against the anti-mage. It seems really rough to put the Pugna against the anti-mage lane. Pugna is like purely position-based, and he is pretty squishy early on, and there's really nothing you can do about getting blink mana burned by anti-mage. That sounds like it's not that terrible of a game matchup, but the lane matchup sounds pretty god-awful. So Legion, I have not liked this hero all that much, but against anti-mage Bat Rider, I like it a lot. They do have the Wyvern Cold Embrace to save it, but I think this
quite
is the
like
perfect pick.
that. I like the fact that I don't want to play Legion Commander against Winter Wyvern or Io. But the fact that they already have the answers to those heroes, they have lots of magic damage, they have plenty of team fight, they have ways to be able to, on that setup, they can just drop a bunch of damage.
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. 33 Chen, by the way,
I'm
and
down.
it is a no-tail Earthshaker.
Dude, I'm down making this Pugna support against the anti-mage. I think that's actually very, very cool.
Okay, guys,
is there any chance they swap roles just because Soxa does have experience playing core?
No, I think it's
not at all.
They've played 33 Chen on Alliance before, so I'm down. I'm down for this OG draft, man. I like it.
It should be a damn good one as we see a 33 Chen. Not only that, guys, it's a miracle anti-mage. Can he do it again? We'll have to find out as we go into game number 2.
Prepare for battle.
This is gonna sting.
Or stir the pot a bit and see how things can taste, as it's just, it's ESL Online, it's a league, we have lots of games ahead of us. They already have the game 1 win. Whether it be an intriguing draft situation where they kind of need to make these last minute calls or not, whatever it may be, I'm excited. I'm going to be hopefully entertained. 33 making the cross-country cross-country trip. That tip threw me off a bit, as 33 will head all the way up north. GH getting in for the outpost there. It's good to see GH again on the Wisp, and I'm sure he's feeling good about some of the headdress buffs.
This is the perfect GH hero. He just helps you out.
He's just a spirit.
He's just there to help you.
He's positive. He's positive energy, and that's all. If
now that we're paused, I'll tell you my favorite GH story of all time.
Oh yes, please.
So I think people have heard this before, but it bears repeating. So Matsu obviously got kicked from Liquid before TI. He's feeling very down about himself. And of course, his fellow teammates come to, you know, they send him messages because they've been together for so long.
Yeah.
And GH ends up calling him on the phone. He's like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I really, like, I'm so sad that this had to happen and stuff like that. And Matu said by the end of the call, it was Matu that had to console GH because he was so distraught over the situation. And he's like, I really, and he was apparently, like, really messed up. And he's like, it's okay. And it, like, made Matu feel better that he felt bad about the entire situation. So that is him in a nutshell. Very sweet guy.
What a bro. And while sweet on the outside, he can bring some...
Oh, he's not nice in game.
Seriously aggravating and intense gameplay on the inside. You think he's all nice until you're on the other team trying to take down your core, and then he shows up to save him. And you're like, come on, man.
He does not make life easy for you at all.
Certainly not. All right, well, we are unpaused. We are back underway, and very intrigued by the laning matchup here. But
who's playing the Pugna as a
that roaming
support?
Fast Pugna.
Yeah, he manages to just get a kill, and No-Tail's going to be playing a 5 Earthshaker, which means this is going to be a Core Chen.
So what does that mean? That means it's a fast lineup, right? I mean, Core Chen, who actually is in a lot of trouble top lane,
he's
dead.
Yeah, that's going to be first blood. This is something that Alliance used to run for 33. It's pretty dangerous. They usually put him as like the offlane Chen. You get some creeps, you're able to fight, and then you just push at a very reasonable time. Yeah, not really sure what they're going for here, but it kind of fits in like the theme of the type of lineups that they like to run.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That is a really nice kill for them at bottom onto Mind Control as
No-Tail sets up a beautiful blocked fissure, and with the follow-up homing missile and rocket barrage, I'm sure they can make quick work of the Centaur mid lane. Seb dancing around with Weeha's Bat Rider. You know, Weeha Bat, well-versed in the mid lane, as we know, so he knows the limitations of the hero and how far he can stretch it.
Yeah, Weeha, very good. He plays all those weird mid heroes. You know, the ones that like you don't really expect. The Earth Spirits, the Wind Rangers, Meepos. He plays Timber, Bat Rider. Like, of course, a lot of people play like Timber and Bat, but it's just like Weeha likes to add a little bit of flair to the game. He brings his pub mentality towards his professional games, which I think is really cool.
And this is a guy who started mainly just beasting with Meepo primarily, and definitely flourished into always having these intriguing pickups. Not usually the cookie cutter cores that everyone else is going for. Yeah, he's always kind of thinking outside the box and willing to be a bit more flexible with his hero pool. It's always nice to have that kind of specialty core player on your team.
And Miracle is off to an okay-ish start. He's got 12 CS. He's doing pretty well for himself. Soxa is going to make his way up here, decrep him, and just run away. He might still go for the chase. He does have Orb of Venom, but without a Blinks available, looks like they'll just chill.
Yeah, they're quick to assess the situation on what could be a potential overdive or not, and try to just calculate whether it's better to step back for the farm. It's going to be, I imagine, a very methodical game in that right for Nigma and for Miracle to just continue to nourish himself up so he can be that threat, certainly later on. Looks like Kuro has joined bottom lane to be side by side with Mind Control and his Centaur. Those fissure stuns can be quite annoying, so it's good to have the Wyvern nearby as a bailout. And that Bassi, I'm sure, helps.
And this mid Legion is actually leading the game right now in CS.
Yeah, look
he's
at
just
Seb
fighting.
Go. He's just taking it to Weeha. I mean,
Weeha. He's got the rune though.
Nope. No-Tail's there. That's my blueberry rune, and he's looking. I was gonna say, is he gonna commit a fissure for this?
This is pretty big. Weeha used all of his mana. He just popped his salve, but without any mana, you're not gonna pressure this Legion at all. And Seb is having a very free time right now. He's almost got treads if he wants it. About to pick up his own level 6, maybe after a wave and a half. Very, very nice for him so far.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be frustrating for Weeha here. Probably not expecting to come into this game going against the Legion Commander in the mid lane, but here we are, bottom lane.
And this anti-mage is not having free farm. I thought he was going to be fine against a solo Chen, but it looks like they're actually doing really, really well against him. Safe lane Chen, man, it's the new meta. Why not? He's having some troubles last hitting, but it's all right. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, I was curious, like what is making the core Chen just be so successful? Is it just the quick surge of levels, getting the extra creeps early on, and being able to see us with them? Or?
Yeah, you're able to play really, really fast, and you act almost like a Beastmaster that comes with a heal. Very, very nice.
Oh, that's a good way of looking at it. And we'll see if once that Hand of God does come online, if that's going to be a call to action for OG overall. As we continue to see that mid lane flirt, same goes for bottom here. No tail, kind of walking around a bit deep here. Happy to take it to the Wyvern, as Sumail is, second in CS, only shy of where Seb is at 33 and 11. Has really had not too much pressure here. No Tail has done a great job being the bouncer for the lane.
Yeah, he's making this really annoying. It feels like this is often OG strategy, even going back to like TI, just try to make Mind Control's game as hard as possible.
Well, you say that, but it could be just said the same onto Weehaw. It's like the pressure they've already added onto Weehaw. Maybe a lot of credit to No Tail on just flipping around between bottom and mid lane. Now bottom, they make their move forward with a nicely planted fissure. There's the full rocket barrage coming out from Sumail. They need just a few more hits. Can No Tail get the job done? Looking to move in with that big bad log. Can he smack it? Oh no! Comes up a bit short. GH now steps in as the paramedic.
Oh, that might have actually gotten him
killed. But there is just too much burst, and you're right with the cold embrace locking him in that spot. He is going to certainly go down. No Tail. Will he fall for this?
Yeah, I think that cold embrace got MC killed.
GH wants it. GH wants it, but he's not going to get it. Sumail pops the balloon and throws the tip.
I really think if he didn't use that there, he was able to just run away. He was ahead of the gyrocopter, and Earthshaker was out of mana. We're going to take a quick look at what just happened there, but I'm pretty sure that would have led to Mind Control being all right. As we're going to see the dive. They get under the tower. Everything looks okay. She's getting really low, but
you have to make that call.
Yeah, and look at how far Sumail is.
And that at the same time they do it.
Yeah, I think he could have just made it out to the left. Maybe they were going for some kind of bait, but instead that leads to 2 kills for nothing.
Big boost for that bottom lane for OG, and Sumail already had so much going for him in that laning phase. So I don't know. This is that calm before the storm potentially for OG, and I imagine that now as the levels are coming together, ooh, pop goes Saksa there. Top lane Miracle makes his ultimate debut. But bottom lane, we also have a big fight breaking out. Call down there, committed. Sumail charging on forward, but Weeha's Bat Rider lassos him up and pulls him through the fiery flames.
Very good amount of bunny. Just picked up by Weehaw. He really needed that. He was getting out CS pretty badly in mid. So that's going to be a good, hefty chunk of change for him. He's going to be doing all right when it comes to the net worth department. Now only 600 gold. At one point he was like 8. We're going to see a rotation, in fact, from Seb. The first Centaur stun comes out. He's waiting for the blink, and he's found the angle. He wants to get the duel off. He's getting really close, but now he's in tower range. He's actually going to wait it out.
Gets it now. I don't think GH can offer nearly enough sustain to bail him out of that one with Seb locking him in place.
That Chen safe lane, you already know.
It's terrifying, and with Seb kind of going in the dark, they didn't make the call that he could possibly be heading to that top lane. While we see bottom potential trouble, Mind Control under the tower. The OG onslaught continues.
Even more kills for them, and I really didn't think that they would have the potential to get this many kills.
All right.
Oh, rotation.
TP. They know he already used that lasso, and Miracle can't get close enough.
Creeps will die though for this, which is not the worst thing in the world, but they really wanted that kill. Nice call by 33 to go for the TP, and 33 is looking sharp, man.
Yeah.
Of course, he's very motivated. He has a lot to play for here. He wants to show the world that he's still got it. There's always that syndrome, you have something to prove once you get kicked.
True. And gotta admit, I was a little sus about it. It just being a core Chen, and then the way Nigma were able to just easily dive him at the start of the match and take him out. I thought that it could have been a struggle for him, but you're right.
1K more net worth than this Centaur at bottom. Crow's going to be saying, play like 33, Mind Control.
Damn. That's not going to make Mind Control feel good.
No, he's making it work so far. 2 out of the 3 heroes on the side of OG.
10-minute outpost. Nice cancel. That could have cost OG a little bit of an XP boost. Very sneaky by Kuro, but it's going to cost Kuro's life. Top, they have a duel out onto Kuro, and Seb will be earning the extra damage. And that gets him a Blink Dagger too.
Yeah, he needs the damage, by the way. He needs to be able to find the supports in this game because there's so much that actually hurts the duel. There's the relocate, there's the Cold Embrace, which is really, really good against it. It's one of the best counters in the game. Against the Legion Commander.
But we've not yet been in a position where Kuro can bail someone out with the duel, but I'm sure a handy tool to have when the fights really start coming together. I'm seeing a rotation from OG to come to this bottom lane. One, now another. That's going to be 4 OG members looking to secure this bottom tier 1 and take full control of this bottom jungle. They already have the obs wards planted. They're already got the call. The duel's already back up, and they're going for the big bad boy, and they got it.
Yeah, didn't get the damage,
but
they get the tower too.
Certainly worth.
They are this bottom lane for MC. This is twice now that they've given him the safe lane, and they have ruined his life. Has no net worth. He's even below the 4 position Pugna. Doesn't really have a game or anywhere to really go with this.
But Nigma have Lasso now. They have Stampede. Certainly, they have to make something happen. Here they go. Bottom lane. As they pop the smoke, they already come across Seb. Seb just kind of egging him on a bit, and now No Tail shows up, and it got a bit awkward for Nigma. They were not expecting OG to be already so hostile in their territory, but they are here. They have claimed this territory as their own.
Yeah, don't forget what team this is that you're playing against.
Oh.
These are the guys that will make this play. You might expect to just run into 1 hero, but you're going to find 4.
Yeah, they know they have the numbers on you, or at least will have an even matchup. Miracle's not coming. Miracle's top lane.
Miracle is...
And Wisp is not with him. So he's not going to be here. Now they charge in hard. They're looking to go for Seb. Oh, bump back. Echo, not the most effective. Shakes up mind control a little bit, but they are going to easily shrug that off and take No Tail down. The follow-up kill onto Seb is there. Let's go ahead and try to make it a full trifecta. Moving in for Sumail. Here we go, though. Saksa trying his best. Sucks the life and takes mind control down.
They're going to kill Saksa,
Still cost Sumail's life. They'll get Saksa potentially on top of it. This is a big boost of morale for Nigma. Still.
1 hit.
Oh, not enough.
Thought that was going to be the ultra kill. And it all leads with just kind of an awkward setup from OG. They weren't able to get a really good Echo Slam or really a fissure that blocked off anything. And Seb sort of just got chased down. Yeah, OG's lineup kind of relies on being the aggressor here. When they have to backpedal, they don't do it so well.
And obviously, Nigma had everything up raring to go, and they were going to make something happen because of that little bit of a sidestep from OG.
Look at that sidestep.
And the positioning from Nigma, able to kind of play from the outside in.
Yeah.
OG just got pincered hard.
No Tail thought that he had the perfect Echo, but he did not.
He certainly did not. And, Sumail, unfortunately, ends up being a bit of a bystander, tries to make a hasty retreat. Saksa, credit to him, somehow life sucks his way and finds a way to escape out from trouble. But here we go. Just as we return from the replay, it's OG back on the move. And Seb gets a little bit more damage in the pocket.
And somehow this anti-mage is not highest net worth right now. I figured he would be, but unfortunately he's not. Doesn't really have the best game so far.
Weehaw going
not
deep.
Yet.
They're looking to go for No Tail, stepping from mind control, and there's
Here
Miracle. He's trying to get that network lead back with that pop right there.
And Seb is getting further from his team.
Oh no. Pulled from the pack and now going to get separated in further. Saksa. Life drains onto Weehaw, trying to slow him down, but then Kuro responds with the ulti, locks them both in spot. Surprisingly, Saksa not eating a whole lot of damage there from Seb, and now it can be mind control in a bit of trouble. He's able to get off the stun, but they quickly isolate him and look to take him down. He does manage to take a cute little courier kill along the way, but as you mentioned, Weehaw.
All those creeps.
Falls
33 came in.
The Centaur
with the
brothers.
zoo.
Oh my goodness, they're so big and bad and buff. Look at them.
And he wants the duel. He's going to get it easily.
Damn.
They're going to grab a mid tower for it, and all of a sudden it looked like the game was okay for Nigma after they got those 3 kills, and it got down to a 1k gold lead. It's just been bumped up to 5, and it happens in a hurry if you're not ready. That's the thing about playing against OG. You have to anticipate this pace. It's go, 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 go.
And surprisingly, how much sustained power OG have. Yeah, certainly you have the Chen, and that's great, and the Hand of God. But even Soxa's putting in overtime trying to bail everybody out. Nigma really have to work so hard to get these kills. As we see bottom, Miracle still trying to finish out his Battle Fury. Uh-oh, is he caught and locked from the Centaurs?
The Centaur stuns.
And then No Tail finishes it off. They're going to tip the hell out of 33 for the wonderful setup there. Oh, greedy Miracle.
Zoo, it's insane. He's got 3 stuns and a net. No boots or anything like that, but with drums and a Helm of Dom, he's very tanky. He hits hard.
Chen Overlords, rise up.
Yeah, they're really utilizing their stand-in. They're kind of working around what they know 33 does really well, and that's these micro-base heroes, these Visages, Lone Druids, Brood Mothers, Lycans like we saw in the last game. This is his bread and butter, and he has superb micro. He really understands how to push out lanes using his creeps. He gets a lot out of the lanes. Probably has like the best understanding of like how to play core Chen.
And a lot of credit to him, because you have No Tail on the team. No Tail as well has been formerly known as a micro god in his own right. And now to see this new wave of talent just kind of really take it up another notch. It's just fantastic to see as the
look at this pressure right now.
The zoo pressure coming out from the bottom lane
and mid as Soxa is blasting it up with the Pugna. They could decide to go for a very early high ground here. In fact, he's gonna ditch mid after the glyph was popped, and they might just go for it. They know that the anti-mage can't really fight at this point, and the amount of wave clear that they have, it's really just this Winter Wyvern. He's got to get here now, or they've got to get this anti-mage to start creep cutting this bottom lane. And you don't want to see him at top. He's not going to take that tier 2 or that tier 1 mid. So you need to start seeing him cut this bottom wave as all the Centaurs are hitting.
Oh,
this is a lot of creeps.
They do manage to quickly take out the Chen with a nice ult there from Kuro. The creeps also will fall. No Tail gets off the dunk. It only assists in finishing off Mind Control there. Seb moves in, tries to go for the dual finish, but there is a pullback from GH, doing what he does best. Tier 3 is already fallen. Sumail trying to clean house. Dishes out a big flat cannon.
And the rocket hits on the way back.
Oh, GH will pop. He's down and out. No buyback going to be there for him. And they go back on the assault, looking to get the finish of the racks. Now, mind you, Miracle still farming over on the side, not looking to participate in this, already probably accepting that they will lose this set of racks and prepare for later rounds.
Yeah, that's a 17-minute racks that they've just taken. They did lose the Chen for it, so no Chen ulti heal or anything like that. It does have the pipe. And I'm not really sure how Nigma are supposed to fight. They don't really have the best frontliner. The Centaur is so underfarmed that he can't really do too much. And when you go for the double bracer build, it used to be really value in this like really quick meta. But this doesn't really lead to anything, and they have to play for like this stronger mid-game tempo timing. He doesn't have a pipe, no Blink Dagger on the way. He's got like 400 gold. I don't really know how MC is supposed to recover. 0, 7, and 5. Doesn't really have too much to do in this kind of game where they just run at him. And they need to cut creep waves a lot better. Like when OG just decided to form up as 5 bottom and you're still just hitting the 2 mid, like the mid wave and the top wave, and you're not cutting bottom, even after you glyph. Like, it doesn't have to be Miracle. It can be Weehaw as well, but you have to anticipate that move coming. I just think they expect to be behind.
OG, look at the clash. They flank him from the side. The stun's out. Big ult, though, from Kuro. Does manage to isolate and take out Soxa. It will cost him his own life. And then a follow-up takedown is going to be there onto Weehaw. OG punch Nigma back and kick him out of their jungle.
Oh, that... the curse almost always leads to a kill in a game like this. There's just so many creeps, there's so many things, but it doesn't really matter because the overall team fight, Seb is always finding somebody with the jump, and he's trying to just find either the Wyvern or the IO, and he's been very successful in doing so. Now they're going to pick up a Roche, and for Miracle, who's not quite ready to fight, just the Manta alone with the Battle Fury, it's not enough for him to want to engage 5-on-5. He needs at least one more item before he feels comfortable about taking the engagement. He doesn't really have the stats to fight into that gyrocopter right now.
Yeah, it is such a shame. Like it's the anti-mage stigma. You know, it's like I'm just not ready yet, guys. And of all lineups to go against OG, they are not going to give you that time.
Yeah, this time around though, Miracle, he feels comfortable enough to cut. He should start cutting waves. Like that should be his new primary objective, as it looks like MC will die again.
Oh, GH.
And GH even came up here, but I don't think they kill him.
Run, GH, little GH. Don't do it, no tail. He's gone.
Yeah, he's just he's just trying to connect to the next wave.
Fair enough. But that does mean like the relocate goes down. It's another pickoff on the mind control, and already a chase on. Wow, that decrep from so far away. Aether Lens finds connection there, but Weehaw is able to coast away from the haters, back into the safety of his home. But OG are going to start restricting the availability of the map outside of what maybe Miracle can skip over. And they're going to just go for this top tier 2. It's already the final outer tower remaining.
And they really want to go take another set of racks with this Aegis. You want to put all of the pressure onto Nigma. Like you said, restrict map movement to just cutting waves. That would be ideal for OG, because even then you'll still get a gold advantage. As I heard...
Yeah, charges out, bottom
Miracle
lane.
died. How?
What?
What happened? And he got sniped too. It looked like he just got the duel and then sniped him with the nuke. And they're going to go high ground. They're ignoring Seb. They're saying, Seb, good job.
Seb is just pulling the focus. They even commit the lasso for it. And OG just said, no problem. Get inside.
Look at No-Tail. He's sticking around
done.
to try to cancel TPs. And mind control dies to the 2 support heroes.
And he has
trying
no
to get back.
buyback. He's still going to be gone for about 25
Seb's
more
going to
seconds.
get TP'd in.
Oh, we may never see this anti-mage get to play. Look at OG. Threat onto the racks now. Nigma forced to already dig deep. Weehaw, he has no lasso. All he has is a BKB flying. And that obviously is not going to lead to a lot.
Kuro again.
Another duel's there. Insta-snipe of Kuro. Weehaw's forced to take flight and find a safe passage.
All right, it's
back
a 22-minute
Mega
Creeps. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. OG still, they still got it. You know.
I guess it doesn't matter who they play with. It's just going to work out. This is going to be Megas at 22. I don't think that Nigma can recover from this.
Wow.
And in fact, yeah, they're going to call it.
What an emphatic opener in this league for OG. They come in, they take 2 games, they make us wait a little bit for it, and it takes no time at all to get the series done.
This was a statement game. This was them saying, we're still really dangerous. No Thompson. You don't need him. It's okay. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
They don't have mid
Ana?
one as well.
Yeah.
No mid one, no Ana, no Jerax, but OG just, they keep trucking.
And they're even just like playing different. I mean, Core Chen, Seb in the mid lane with Legion Commander, they just, even if it feels like they're in a situation where they're about to be outdrafted, they just, F it, let's go ahead and just try it this way and make it work.
I know I fanboyed a lot in that cast, and it's just because, like, as somebody who has a coach, like, OG is the team to watch. Like, you study what they do at all times because they always set the tempo in the meta. Yeah. Every team is kind of aspiring to play at this pace. And for Nigma, I felt like you can't play this like, oh, well, let's shoot for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
No, OG's like, they're going to play Caveman Dota. You know, they see, like, run at Kuro.
It's so wild. I mean, I know we need to throw it over, but we had just had the privilege of being able to do all these other regions, you know, Southeast Asia, North America, South America. And trust me, I love my North American Dota. And everyone's talking about, like, oh, but, you know, we got Europe and OG Dota coming. And I got to admit, that was a wonderful series to watch.
That was very fun.
Just insane. It's a lot of fun. But that is just our first series of the day. We have more to come. First, we got to hand it to the panel and have them break down what just transpired in game number 2.
Wow. OG versus Nigma, the hype series. This could be a real good series. OG says, yeah, we'll make it a good series for our fans as they plow down Nigma in that game 2 as well. Guys, what happened? Was it like the hero, the player swap-ups? Did it confuse Nigma, or is their style too slow, maybe, like Dakota said?
Me first?
You first.
Okay, I think they're just ingenious in the way they set up their game plan. So they have this last pick Legion. They pick it because of the Bat Rider. They want to lane it against the Bat. So then they're like, okay, well then if we want to lane the Legion against Bat, then we're gonna have a sign lane Pugna against the AM. So never mind. Let's just put Core Chen. We know 33 have done this before. And then they also predict that if they run normal lane's bottom, that the anti-mage isn't going to be happy about it. So what happens? The anti-mage, they choose the aggro the anti-mage top on the side of Team Nigma. And they're like, on OG's side, they see this, they predict it, like they scout it, and so they put the gyro bottom. So you just get this reversal. It's like Nigma does the adjustment, and OG knows it's possible, so they set themselves up in a way where Chen, the hero that's going to do its job despite getting a ton of farm, in the lane that's kind of sacrificial, and you have a Chen getting sacrificed, and you have a Centaur getting sacrificed. And I don't know if anyone here has played Centaur, but Centaur cannot afford to have a rough start to the game. That hero just wants to be basically pressuring and bodying on the map, and if he doesn't, that just looks ugly. It's just this ingenious, like, knowing exactly where to dedicate your resources, and it starts at the 0-minute mark. And, like, that's why I just look at a team like this, and they just get it. They just know Dota. It looks so wonky when you think of this, like, mid-Legion, but no, they picked it against the bat. They needed to swap up the lanes. They had this Pugna Chen. They knew it was flex pick, obviously. Like, we didn't all know that, but they knew it, and it just – it may look weird, but if you decipher why they did it, it just makes so much sense. And, like, in Dota, it's so hard to achieve the answer, but it's much easier to look and be like, wow, it just works.
And Seb still got it, man.
Yes, sir.
No real
Yes,
surprise
sir.
from the two-time TI winner, but he managed to
He's all right.
Own his mid lane. He did really well there. Batrider versus
CS,
Legion Commander, sure, it's good, but he definitely had a pretty big advantage. And then just starting with like the Invis rune where he found the kill onto AM, but then ever since that, he was always finding the backline like he needed to. He was so fast in being able to blink and get the initiation onto the Winter Wyvern or the IO really rapidly. Still found the AM a handful of times afterwards.
Just Centaur stomp into Centaur stomp into Fissure, and he just dies.
And I love the fact that they get like Winter's Curse in times, and they'll lose somebody, but they just shrug it off. They just keep on going. This core Chen is so deadly in their game, very similar to the Lycan. OG found a way in their draft to be able to force the high ground very early. We started this entire tournament talking about here's what the matches that we're going to be expecting. We're going to be expecting a fast meta, 20, 30, maybe 35-minute games. And it didn't happen in NA as predicted. Didn't happen in SA or Southeast Asia. But here in Europe, they've got the game plan that is coordinated enough and put together to completion to actually end games like this.
Can I just say that, like, I've been considering stopping in Europe to play some pubs at some point, and seeing a team like OG with like 3 stand-ins and the way they play and like the way that they're able to just work with the players they have 33, so they pick them Chen. Who else plays core Chen? They have a core set of values that they play by, and they just plug in whoever can, and they just do it. And it just makes me just be like in awe of what they can accomplish there, and it just makes me want to experience it myself.
Yeah, you can really tell in the best way. They've got like No-Tail probably has like 4 sentences of like, here's how we're gonna play.
Yeah.
And it's short and sweet and easy enough for them to be able to understand that stand-ins are just able to like
what hero do you
fit in.
What hero can you work with that does that? Yeah.
I could see the 33 Visage. If Visage was at all a good hero, I don't know if it is at all viable, but it would fit into the concepts that OG's trying to employ right now.
It's just beautiful, man. I know they were fanboying, and I'm going to fanboy too. It just looks so easy, and the fact is Team Nigma is like world class, and they just make it look so easy with 3 stand-ins. That, to me, it just speaks so much about No-Tail, Seb, the whole crew that won TI9. I was in awe of them at TI8. I thought I was curious to see what happened to TI9. These guys, they're just geniuses, man. Not evil though. They're good geniuses.
Yeah. So what do you guys take away then for Nigma? Like, is it a drafting, or is this just like OG is OG and it's hard to take away something?
You learn. They teach you lessons. Like, you went in this draft, you picked anti-mage for a reason, and you saw how they exploited it. And every little thing they do, it's another shot in the dark. Not dark. It's like an educated guess, but it's a shot in the dark to see like, hey, can we crack the code? And once again, come up short.
I wonder if Nigma, if they went
though.
to a game 3, if this was like a best of 5, and they were able to play a third game, if they would take one more step closer to just matching OG in the team fight in early game, right? Because this time they tried to a little bit more team fight and such, but they still had that anti-mage, right? They still had like the superior late game card. I wonder if OG is just going to force everybody around, and they're like a black hole. They just suck everybody into the same direction of you will team fight, otherwise we're going to run you over.
Watch how they play the lanes in terms of in the map. Like, if you guys are trying to learn about OG, just watch the way they clear lanes efficiently, and it's just all about setting themselves up to do exactly what they do, and a lot of it comes with the stuff outside of the fights during the rest of the game that they're just so efficient, so crisp, that allows them to do it. So it's really great to watch. I love watching the replays.
At IO, as you brought up, the hero, it did get first picked, and it even got first banned in the first game, so OG was a little worried of it. Yeah. But is it too, like, why? What made the hero so good when it was strong, and why is it not strong now?
They've just nerfed the overcharge numbers, and overall, the build doesn't seem clear to me. They made it so it was really clear last patch. You went the 4-0-4 build, no points and spirits. Now that they've nerfed the overcharge, it's like that was the core part of the build because you kind of just spammed it and healed your teammate with it. And it scales into the late game, too. They not only nerfed the level 1, but they also nerfed everything else. So it just makes the hero the exact same, but it just doesn't do its job as well. The numbers are just lower. And so that critical threshold of keeping your teammate alive and everything just it's hard. Yeah, it's harder to hit it.
So heroes going forward. Are other teams going to look at this? I mean, you guys kind of already talked about it. Are teams going to look at OG and be like, well, they're playing like this, so we have to? Hasn't it already been like that for 2 years? Why aren't teams straight up copying? Is it just not you don't have the individuals, or
it's a dynamic thing? It's not like what I'm saying is they're like, okay, they did this to us last time with these heroes. Like, let's try to deal with it this way, and then they just pick different heroes and do the same thing. It's like the overall concept, but they apply it in different ways.
When we're talking about Beast Coast, right, and like this is Hector's play style. He's got a lot of different ways to play it.
Ban the Wraith King.
This is very similar to that concept, just employed on an entire team.
Okay,
right?
That makes sense.
They have this big strategy that's going to be, and all of them can play different heroes to fit into that strategy.
Man, that is scary.
It's beautiful. Man.
If you're going against OG, you're probably a little bit scared because Nigma might have had the best chance to bring down OG, and all of a sudden they're the first team, and the other teams like Cyber Legacy and stuff are like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We are going to have a VP versus Hellraiser. It did sound like we might be getting an interview, but you know how online tournaments are. People, they're probably, No Tail's popping a bottle of champagne or something, doesn't want to do anything. And he's like, well, we already got the win, so.
On his yacht?
Hopefully can. Yep, on his yacht. He's playing on the freaking
How's this guy maintain his motivation, man, to be the best?
That's a very good question.
He's just such a carefree dude, man. Like, and not necessarily in Dota, but when you just meet him, man, he just exists in the most purest form. Like when I say that, I mean there's nothing more to it. Just do your thing, play your game. Like, it's easier said than done for sure, and he manages to make it look easy.
Remember the post TI 8 where they followed OG and their vacation and stuff? They go on the boat and they have that conversation when they're there at breakfast, and Seb's like, how do we maintain the motivation? And No Tail's like, what? We're going to be the first ones to do it twice, And it's like, then he accomplished that, Like, how do you still keep this level a third time, man?
The one brief tidbit I have about No Tail was at TI7, I ran into him at a bar, and like I was like, oh my god, it's No Tail right here. And I talked to him for a bit, and his first question was, so PSJ, what do you think of Arc Warden, CK, and PL in this current meta? And we were just at a bar, and I was like,
why are you asking me? Why are you asking me?
Why does this guy want to know? And I think it's like first off, he just loves Dota, so he talks about it all the time. But it's just this everlasting curiosity and like awe of the game that he has that just keeps him interested, keeps him wanting to know more. Hearing Pete, like, why would he give a crap about my opinion? You know what I mean? But like, I think that's what makes him just such a great captain. I'll just never forget that kind of moment because it says so much, even though it is such a little thing.
And then, one of the other players we can talk about who's not on OG but played for him, as you said, 33 on that Chen. This has to be a good thing for 33 because he gets to play with OG, but now he's getting seen by the whole world again. How quick do you think he'll get snatched up after his tournament by another team? Or is it going to be like a Soxa where he waits for that big moment?
He should wait. He should not be rushed, but he's a world-class player. I think on Alliance he fell a little bit out of the limelight when you had Nico Baby kind of taking over, and I think 33 is the type of player you should build a team around, where his hero pool kind of defines your core strategies. And I think on Alliance, if there was one thing they didn't utilize him to the fullest in that way, he's good. He's just good enough at these heroes, these summons, micro heroes that, like, who else kills a Chen like that with a Chen, or he kills an anti-mage with a Chen? Like, I don't know, it's just beautiful.
I also wonder how,
I say that word a lot.
when this initially happened, right, they did say that him and Fado were going to stick together and make a new team. So I wonder, like, how loyal that is in that regard. Like, if he did get a really big offer, at what level would you take it, right? Because you can't blame anybody if, like, Secret comes calling.
From my experience, players like that, it's kind of like, okay, it wasn't in the cards for us this time around. I still want to play with you. If our stars align ever again, our paths cross.
Well, BSJ, I love you. I think you're one of the smartest people I've ever met. But let's talk to one of the actual smartest people I've ever met. No Tail, you there? Hello.
Hi, No Tail.
Yeah. Good day, everybody. How's it going?
Good day. It's great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Dota, can't complain. Yeah.
Yeah, bringing it back, man. You guys, you know, everyone came in today. This is going to be the prime series. Watch Nigma versus OG, and you guys just came through, kind of just swept up against Team Nigma, and you looked really good. Were you expecting it to kind of go that smoothly?
I mean, everybody is dealing with their own situation, I guess. We have a stand-in, and Sumel's playing from US, so of course I was ready to embrace challenges, but overall really smooth. We brought our A game today. We played really well. Yeah. I didn't really like looking back at it. I actually felt like it was evening and I was in my prime, but it was actually 2 p.m. So yeah, I'm very surprised that it went this smooth and happy, of course.
So No Tail, while we were waiting, we were talking about. I talked about that moment that we had after TI8, where we saw you and OG having that breakfast, and you talked about. Seb asked, "How are we going to maintain motivation for this next TI?" And you said, "We're going to be the first to do it twice." How do you personally maintain this motivation now that you have won it twice? Are you just searching to be the 3-time? Is this new change-up of OG some motivation in itself that you have new players to play around?
Yeah, I mean, Dota is a very beautiful game. Probably where most of my drive and passion comes from. It's just the game is ever challenging, ever deeper. At least yet, I feel like there's still so much to do. On a team level, you can get really, really far. You can become such a scary and disgusting team to play against. And I feel like that. Yeah, there's still nobody's ever reached the ceiling yet. So I want to be the first to get there. I see how. So that's really probably why I really love the game so much. Like I still think there's more that can be done.
So you think that even OG that won TI twice, you guys still could have been even better?
Yeah. I think the ceiling is still further up. Even though we got really good, even though we did certain things that were really next level, at least in my opinion, things that people take for granted. Even certain simple things, you can't miss out on those. When you put them all together, you see some crazy good stuff. I mean, that's what really gets me a nerd boner, is when it really clicks. Yeah. And everybody's just individually shining, but you see them play as a team, or like you see a team play as a team, and there's all the 5 individuals still coming through individually. But yeah, the unity and that thing, like you can, even though Nigma is such a good team, right? If somebody, it could have been us on another day. If somebody doesn't show their A game and another team does, one team just looks way worse. One team can look terrible. But you have these tournaments and you have these moments when you put 2 really, really good teams up against each other and both are really feeling it. And that's also part of why I play, I think. Like those kind of games when you really get to test the theory and you get to test, everybody's being tested on it. Like themselves, it's tournaments, you're feeling the pressure, blah, blah, blah. Some people turn that into power, but when 2 teams meet who are both playing their best Dota, that's magic. I love that. So I always look forward to that.
My question is that a lot of people talk about having stand-ins kind of affects the team strategy, and having a new roster, obviously losing some of your players from TI last year, How is it that you guys maintain your OG identity? Like, do you every time you have players come in as stand-ins or as new players to your team, do you just like sit down with them and say, "This is how we're gonna play. Like, this is what we want to do," or like, what's the? I don't want you to reveal your secrets or anything, but like, what do you think makes it so possible for you to maintain such a strict identity that you guys have?
Yeah, of course, there's certain things I can't reveal or get into too specific details about. Like our view on the game, I think is part of it. But the other part, which is not secret at all, is you have to create a good atmosphere. You have to be good to each other. You have to be good people. Like, you don't have to be the best person ever. You don't have to be a saint. Everybody's in it for something, right? But for teams to actually be a team and to treat that as something that affects your play, yeah, we haven't been secret about that. I haven't been kept secret about that. That's what I really value, and I think that's what makes a tremendous difference in how people play.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sorry, go on.
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, No Tail, for the interview.
Man. Congratulations
on the 2-0. We'll be seeing you around a couple more days. Maybe we'll talk to you or some of the other players, but have a good one, my friend.
Thanks. You too, guys.
Thank you
very much.
And man, always good to hear from No Tail, especially, always great answers. Can't reveal everything, but you can just tell, be a team. And unfortunately, BSJ, we do have another series, and it is coming up very, very shortly. It is going to be Virtus Pro versus Hellraisers, some CIS on CIS action. It'll be exciting, and we'll be right back down to break it down.